With a very special thanks to Mom and Pop. From Ukiah, currently 5th in points, Andy Norton.
We've got a long way to go.
We're underway. And they struggle in the front of the pack, trying to get themselves organized. 47, Roy Funderburg takes the lead away from Chuck Hackbarth. 17, Billy Bob Byers, kind of likes being in the front row there. Drops down to the inside, holding Roy Funderburg to the outside, and we have a little bit of tap and go in the middle of the pack between 35 and 66, but they get it worked out, and Andy Norton goes into the infield. The 55 car in the infield. Billy Bob Byers on the inside, Roy Funderburg on the outside, John Wayner dropping down in front of Guy Minyard, or trying to. Guy Minyard is too close and holds him to the outside. Billy Bob Byers now your leader, with Guy Minyard right behind him as Roy Funderburg backs off a little bit. Here comes John Wayner in the 26 car into that 3rd spot, followed by George Mavrakis into 4th, and Captain Nemo coming in to join the leaders. John Wayner gets a little loose, has to slow down a little bit, but Billy Bob Byers still has the lead, with Guy Minyard now challenging. Roy Funderburg is slowing down a little bit, and Scott Griffin working his way from the back of the pack. Now challenging Virgil Coakley on the outside. But the battle is still between Guy Minyard challenging the 17 car, Billy Bob Byers, for the lead. Scott Griffin now challenging 54, Virgil Coakley, working his way up the pack. Our leaders are still side by side as we finish our first 10 laps. And we have a little tie-up, Roy Funderburg and Virgil Coakley here in turn 4. A little bit of a tie-up here, and looks like Roy Funderburg backing off the track, not too sure which way the gear goes. There he goes, out of the way. Brings out the car. And we do not have a restart. We do not have a start, as they all bunch up trying to figure out what's going on. And they seem to be getting out of that all right. Not exactly sure what happened there, but they all lights are out. They're going to try it again. Green flag, here we go. '26 car, John Wayner, seems to be putting out a lot of smoke. Followed right behind by 26, putting out a lot of smoke, maybe rubbing rubber. And he's getting loose out there. It may be cutting into a tire, which may bring on a flat tire in the 26 car. A lot of smoke coming out. Billy Bob Byers gets himself some distance. George Mavrakis right behind him, followed by the 66 car, Jimmy Sorrells, and have a little slow down there with the 46 car as Scott Griffin working his way up front. Now finds Eric Johnson in front of him. 26 car again having some trouble, goes into the infield. 26 in the infield, hopefully behind the barriers, but he can't make the turn. And Billy Bob Byers, George Mavrakis, Captain Nemo Eric Johnson and Scott Griffin, now your lead 5 cars as John Weiner goes into the infield. Halfway through this feature event, Billy Bob Byers still your leader. George Mavrakis right behind him. Captain Nemo working his way up forward. And Eric Johnson waiting for an opening with Scott Griffin coming in to stay close. Again, there's only 4 points right now separating. And George Mavrakis gets a little loose out of turn 3. Little tapping and going. Captain Nemo's right there. He gets in front of Captain Nemo. George Mavrakis spins out. Scott Griffin gets by, Captain Nemo gets by, and George Mavrakis brings out the yellow out of turn 1. Green flag's waving with 13 laps left. Here we go. Captain Nemo tries to power by the 17 car Billy Bob Byers, but he likes being in the front there. Battles him off. And the lead 4 cars still closely bunched. Scott Griffin right behind Captain Nemo, and Eric Johnson right behind Billy Bob Byers. 17 and 66 battle out. Guy Minyard spins out on his own out here in front of you in the home stretch. Stay out of the track, stay out of the way. Guy Minyard spins out on his own. We bring out the caution, and they're racing still. We're still bringing out the caution because Guy Minyard is just sitting there trying to get that engine started, looks like. And they get by safely, the lead cars do. Guy Minyard, engines are revving, and we're going to try this again. George Mavrakis, the 35 car, if you watch him, looks like he's trying to come in between 57 and 99. The 35 car will be the car to watch right now as he gets loose out of turn 3. Billy Bob Byers and Jimmy Soros still battling out for that lead. Lead 6 cars all tightly bunched. The battle continues between Billy Bob Byers and Jimmy Sorrells. George Mavrakis drops down into the inside groove right behind George Abella. Billy Bob Byers working to get himself a little bit of distance. Jimmy Sorrells trying to stay close behind. Car to watch right now is the 35 car, George Mavrakis, as he tries to be in the right place at the right time. 07, George Abella has gone into the infield. The 07 car, George Abella into the infield. George Mavrakis right behind the 57 car of Eric Johnson, right behind him. Eric Johnson right behind Billy Bob Byers. And they are still tightly bunched with 28 laps down. We are coming into our last lap. Billy Bob Byers, Jimmy Sorrells, Eric Johnson, and Scott Griffin and George Mavrakis Tightly grouped, George Mavrakis spins, or gets loose anyway, out of turn 2. Falls back, and here they come. Billy Bob Byers, Captain Nemo, Eric Johnson, Scott Griffin, George Mavrakis. Coming a tightly grouped bunch, but they make it through 30 laps. 17 car. Taking this win.